Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show. I'm really excited. My next guest is none other than the Janice Coleman. Now, I know what you're thinking about, Janice Coleman. You mean the same senior editor of your new book that came out,
Mhm.
Daniel, Janice Coleman? Yes, absolutely, along with the other amazing distinguished authors on this book. So I'm really, really excited to have Janice on the show. Now, Janice is a serial businesspreneur who provides proven results for organizations and individuals. She has provided expert innovative income, revenue tactics, career job search strategies, and leadership development strategies, not only to help individuals thrive, but also companies and organizations thrive. So I am proud and honored to have the one and only Janice Coleman here on the RNG Radio Show. Welcome, Janice. How are you doing today?
Daniel, I am amazing, and thank you for having me on this show. It is absolutely an amazing show, and I'm so proud and honored to be with you today.
Oh, listen, the honor and pleasure is all mine. So I want to get started with the first thing, pivot. Because when we talked, as far as getting this book started, you had reached out to me in regards to doing a chapter, but even prior to that, why pivot? Why now?
Well, you know what? I think that everyone feels like, when March 2020 hit, the world pivoted, and that was the biggest word happening, along with a couple of other words that we won't say,
Mhm.
because this is G-rated and I'm G-rated. But
Blessings.
but everybody was talking about pivoting and pivoting. But look, Daniel, and I know we've been pivoting forever. We've been pivoting forever, and the proof is in the pudding. And that's why this is so important for us. Pivot, thriving in times of change, because change happens all of the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And getting into these amazing list of authors. I mean, we have Julie Cogliano, and I'm not going to read everybody. Folks can, of course, go to Amazon and just search Pivot Thriving in Times of Change by Janice Coleman and pick up your copy today, especially since you're already doing Amazon Prime deals. But the others, Dr. Frida Doxy, Lil Luria Mensa, Sandy Chusel Esquire, Ken Scher, Reggie Waller. You have all these amazing authors. Like, how did this lineup come together? Like, did you carefully select these amazing individuals? How did you choose these folks to be part of this anthology?
Well, you know what? It's interesting you asked that question because I feel like it's almost scriptural. Many are called, but few are chosen. And I feel that this group of, I call it the unlikely collaborators, we're from across numerous industries. The age span is from the 20s to the 70s and everything in between. And I just feel like it was divine order. I think that there could not have been another lineup more perfect for this book than, a PhD, an attorney, a business owner, a project manager, an educator, a business owner like yourself, and people who are just moving and shaking. I just don't think that there could have been a better lineup. So I didn't choose them, they kind of chose themselves from the beginning of time. I just happened to be the person to kind of reel it in for this particular event.
No, no, no. Being one of the authors that was chosen, I'm 1,000% in agreement with
Mhm.
that. And
Right.
for those that don't know, I was looking to do a book eventually because I got so many hats that I'm looking to wear. Definitely want to get into a book, if you will. And when you reached out to me and called me, it wasn't, oh, let me think about it, or let me
Right.
get back to you in a week. It was,
Right.
oh, this is it. This is it.
Right.
My only question to you was, well, what do I write about? And you said,
Right.
well, anything that has pivoted your life. So definitely read the chapter, which brings me into my next segue. I mean, I've cried, I've laughed from the few chapters that, from these amazing and distinguished authors, from you yourself. I mean, you brought this amazing group of distinguished authors together. You're leading and steering the ship. What has been the biggest takeaway from you with this book?
The biggest takeaway for me is that regardless to who we are, regardless to, and let me ask you this question. I'm feeling kind of out-centered here a little bit. Am I more centered? I'm trying to be more centered.
Oh,
So,
no, no, no. You're
eh,
perfect. You're perfect.
okay, all right. And I do want to say this before I even answer that question. I just want to shout out to you, Daniel, because you yourself are doing some amazing things. So here's my prop. I told you I had a prop. I have to wear my sunglasses because your
Oh,
future is so bright.
hold on. Let me
Your
get the
future
gangster look.
is
I
so bright. I just want to say that. So, but now
love it.
back to our regular program, right? Um, Regardless to culture, regardless to age, what I have learned is that we all do this thing called pivot. And it's interesting because depending upon your background and depending upon, all of the things that make up who you are or make up who the persons that we see in the book happen to be, regardless to anything that happens, that background determines really how we actually pivot and how we show up to the world. But regardless to it, what I've seen is that we're all going to do it. We're all going to pivot in some shape or form. And so that's what has been the most amazing thing, that people, regardless to what it is, are going to do it.
I love that.
And some of us do it better than others,
No,
right?
no, no. That is the truth. That is the God honest truth. No, I'm 100% with you there. And with pivot, because there's going to be folks who didn't get the distinguishedness of being in this amazing book and sharing their story. But there's companies out there. There's individuals out there that need to learn how to pivot. How can one, get in contact with you, learn more about you, and potentially set up a call to help themselves internally or help their organization and company internally help themselves pivot? How can somebody get in contact with you?
Well, you can reach out to me at 609 and or you can go to my website, janicecoleman.com. And if you go to the website, you will be able to schedule an appointment. That's for consultations. You'll be able to schedule a consultation with me if you are looking to have some coaching around your career. But organizations can call me or email me, janice@janicecoleman.com.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. And then talk to me about like what's significant about pivoting to you. I mean, I know we had, the fun March 2020 mess, but what has been, significant about pivoting to you? Like what has been like the major changes that you've seen or why people above all should be pivoting?
Well, what pivoting means is that a change happens. It is the only thing dependable on planet Earth. And when change happens, we have to pivot. That's my byline for the book. But the question becomes, do you pivot with intention and with the outcome that you want in mind? Or are you almost like, that seaweed that's on the waves? It's pivoting. It just is going with the flow. It
Right.
has no choice. But are you like the ship that's anchored with that determination to know where I want to go? All right, let me take a breather, 6 breaths, to clear the conscience and to clear the mind. And where is it I want to go? So are you like that seaweed or are you like the ship? Because we're all on the waves together. So it just
Awesome.
depends on how it is you're going to show up. So for me, being specific, deliberate, intentional with a plan moving forward. For somebody else who may not be as, caring about where they're going to end up, just roll with the punches.
Love it. Love it. Now, about your business, when folks go to janicecoleman.com, outside of the, signing even up for a consultation to meet with you and speak with you, what do you want folks to gain when they do visit your site? So if I'm on janicecoleman.com, what do you want folks to grasp and take away even from your website and your business alone?
Well, from a website right now, the only thing that they can do is to schedule a consultation. They can look and see and hear all of the things, but what they can do is schedule a consultation because we are redesigning it because my company is pivoting. And so we are in the
Love it.
process of changing and identifying the five verticals that we're going to be building up, which are career management, keynote speaking, training, event planning, and also publishing. So they're going to be the five verticals that ultimately you will be able to see on the website. Right now, you see career coaching because that is our flagship product, and then everything else is going to be built up under that, or I should say rebuilt, because we've been doing this, we've been in the game for about 22, 20, going on 23 years. And right now it's time to make that shift and time to do something different because the marketplace is requiring something different, I think, from every business owner and from every
Absolutely.
professional. And so we have to do the things we have to do to stay in line with what is coming.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, I do C-suite executive search. So my recent searches have been speaking with folks from banking industries, and one of the biggest questions is that, what have you done for the company? And they talk about these different products and services, or their achievements have
Right,
been, oh, I brought this product in, or I brought this
right.
app in. So when you're talking about, and this might have even jumped in already into my next question, peeking into about it, what is next for Janice Coleman? What does the year 2026 look like for Janice Coleman and JCC?
2026, well, let me tell you, that's going to be amazing because by that time we will have a career triage signature or flagship product is looking to be what's the word I want to use, franchised. So it's going to be rolled out. The vertical is going to be rolled out into a franchise. And then also JCC Publishing is going to be off the chain. I'm going to be looking to publish really great authors who, sometimes our voices are not heard but should be heard. And so those authors will be on the bookshelves, live and in color. And then I personally am going to be the keynote speaker. If you don't have me on your stage, you don't even have a stage. Like, what's the
I
question? Why is it
like
that you
that.
even have shown up if I'm not on your stage? That's going to be the question you're going to be asking yourself in 2026. So everybody, I'm just saying, and yesterday I was actually on a call with some business partners, and the gentleman, we were talking about careers, actually talking about careers, and they were saying, when you go to networking and when you go to an interview, you have to bring your A game. And I don't know what it was. I don't think it was arrogance. I just think it was a little bit of confidence on my part. I was like, bring your A game. That's the only game I have.
There you go. That
Like, why are you showing up with any other game?
right.
So so that is how we are posturing our next moves, and we're moving with intention and we're moving with great momentum, and it's going to happen. 2026 is going to be looking amazing, so just wait, you'll see.
I love it. I love it. And a couple of last items that I want to wrap up with you before I let you go. And I always ask my guests this: what piece of business advice would you share with somebody, that you utilize on a day-to-day basis that keeps you motivated, that keeps JCC running, and even more so, Janice Coleman to reach that next level day after day after day? What is your business advice or even quote that you adhere to on a day-to-day basis?
Oh my goodness, that's such a loaded question, Daniel.
Boom, boom.
Do we have a couple more hours? No, I'm just
Yes,
kidding.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let me just call out right now.
Oh no. So, but I would say this. I came across a quote in preparation for one of the presentations I was going to be delivering years ago, and it just stayed with me and it resonated with me, and that is George Eliot, Eliot with one T, and she said, and it's she because it was a pen name of a British author, because back in the day, it wasn't very fashionable for women to have their voices, in print. So she used a pen name, George Eliot. And she said this: it's never too late to become what you might have been.
Mm,
It's never too late to become what you might have been. And so when I'm working with professionals, and when I'm working with companies that are, looking to pivot because things have happened to them, when I'm working with people who have been transitioned out, especially during the 2008, marketplace debacle, and then when we hit into March 2020 with the COVID, the pandemic, it's never too late to become what you might have been. So see yourself right now where you are. Here you are. What
mhm.
is it that you want it to be in the future? What is it that you dream to be? And now draw a line in the sand and step over that line, because it's never too late to become what you might have been. If you put your feet on the floor today, you're not done.
I love that.
It's a
I love
comma,
that.
it's a semicolon, it's a colon, but it's not a period at the end of the chapter of the book. So it's never too late. So stay encouraged, regardless to what it is. Stay encouraged. It's never too late to become what you might have been.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. And one last time, can you give us that contact information and website where and how folks can get in contact with you?
Absolutely. JaniceColeman.com, and then 609-594-2244, and Janice@JaniceColeman.com. I named it
Awesome.
that so I could remember it.
It makes sense. No, no, no. I'm with you. I'm with you. No, but Janice, thank you again so much for coming on the RNG radio show. It was a joy having you here. I can't wait to have you come back on the show so we could talk more about these five pillars that you'll be creating with JaniceColeman.com and JCC. So I'm really, really excited to see what the future holds for both of us in the long run. So thank you
Yes,
again.
because remember, your future is so bright.
Here, let me block it with this book.
Yeah. You're gonna block it with the book, block it
Block
with
it
the
with the
oh, we
book.
can't even
Yeah.
block it with the book because the book is making it even
So it's
brighter.
it's even brighter. That's why it's sunny outside right now. I think somebody just
Absolutely.
threw a book up in the sky, Pivot. So, folks, if you haven't already, be sure to get your copy of Pivot Thriving in Times of Change. You can get it on Amazon, or if you need a direct autographed copy, be sure to hit up Janice Coleman directly herself, or even myself. So, Janice, thank you again so much for coming on the show, and we'll definitely be talking soon.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much, Daniel. Have an amazing day.
Thank you for tuning in to the RNG Radio Show. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes and future content. If you'd like to learn more, visit us at danielumstead.com. Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires.